Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we are back with another brand new release from Dino Mike Mac and the Paleo Revived line. It's been a little bit since I was able to get some of this stuff up on the channel, but I'm really excited to finally have Wave 2 here to check out with you guys, and we're going to begin with what I would think is probably one of the most exciting overall, the mechanical arm Baryonyx from Jurassic World Dominion. Now basically, Paleo Revived is a mixture of Jurassic style figures and, you know, you've got more accurate style figures. You've got just a really cool mixture of everything together, but they're all kind of based basically in like the Jurassic World kind of timeline, the Jurassic World sort of world overall, because they're, you know, basically supposed to be different versions of some dinosaurs we already have in the Jurassic toy line, some we don't. Basically, Dino Mike Mac has got us covered for pretty much everything. And when it comes to the Mattel Jurassic World line, one thing that was definitely missing from the Jurassic World Dominion toy line would be the mechanical arm Baryonyx. And we now have one here again from Dino Mike Mac, and I think he has done an excellent job on this. It absolutely looks just as it did on screen. Definitely really well done, especially when you look at it from being that juvenile version of the Baryonyx that you do see on screen. You have pretty much every aspect of that version here with Dino Mike Mac's release, and I think it looks great as a whole. Definitely, I would say one of my favorites to come from the Paleo Revived line so far. And honestly, one that I wasn't really expecting, but I'm really happy to see that there is one out there for this dinosaur. So starting up here at the head sculpt, you can see, again, when it comes to the overall likeness of that Baryonyx, he absolutely nailed it. He's got that classic Jurassic World Baryonyx head sculpt here. You have that hook in the jaw. You can see the mouth is sculpted in an open position. We have the teeth and everything sculpted out in there. You can see on the inside of the mouth there is a tongue and everything, and some pretty decent fine detail through the inside of the mouth. Of course, the figure, if you order it, it will arrive unpainted. That's how these figures are when it comes to the Paleo Revived figures. They are basically just unpainted pure white dinosaur figures when you acquire them. I painted this one up, and honestly, I feel like that's half the fun of the Paleo Revived figures, is painting them up yourself. This dinosaur is obviously in a neutral position, as a lot of the Paleo Revived figures are. As you begin to move down into the neck, you can see the scale detail and everything pick up the really nice looking skin texture. As you move along the back, you have that kind of armored look to the dinosaur. Again, that almost scoot-like appearance to the armor. Moving along the back of the Baryonyx, you can see some nice looking scale detail up here on the top of the head as well. We also, of course, have the strap that goes up and over the body to hold that mechanical arm onto the dinosaur. And when you move down into that arm, you can see that as well is sculpted beautifully, definitely portraying the look of that mechanical arm Baryonyx perfectly from what I can recall. He definitely did a great job of recreating that armor for the figure. And again, maybe one of the most standout areas of this figure specifically. But as you continue to move along, you still see again that kind of armored look to the back of the dinosaur, the very nice looking skin texture as you move down along the side. You can kind of make out, as I move it here, kind of make out the rib cage there in the stomach region. As we move back a little further, we can see the muscle definition of both the thigh and calf, but it's not overly defined, which is a nice thing. Definitely not like shrink wrapped or anything like that, which is a huge plus. As you move down, you can see again we've got a really beautiful looking foot sculpt down there. If my camera would focus correctly on it, you can maybe see it. There we go. We can see the foot sculpt, the toes sculpted nicely, the nails also having that kind of genuine sharp look to them, which is a huge plus. We do have dew claws and everything sculpted out for the figure down here as well, which is also a huge plus. And then as we move back up, you can see leading out into the tail, we have a very straight tail for the figure. It just basically leads straight out. There's no curvatures at all to it. Again, kind of giving it that almost like a maquette profile sort of a look like you often see when it comes to these figures, which I personally really love. Of course, on the opposing side, you now see the mechanical arm is gone, and we have that more standard Baryonyx arm over here, which is a huge plus. For some reason, my camera just does not want to focus on this guy today. I don't know why. But moving back into the stomach region, you can again see the rib cage shining through right there. Again, the muscle definition and everything here as you lead back into the leg of the Baryonyx. The really nice looking foot sculpt over here as well. Again, that gorgeous head sculpt. And as we lead back out, you can again see the tail sticking straight out. The underside as well has some very nice, very impressive fine detail to it. If you look right there, you can see again the skin texture looks really nice down there as well. So definitely a fantastic figure, and in my opinion, I would say the best version of the mechanical arm Baryonyx out on the market right now. As far as a size goes, for a length, you are looking at about 6 3/4 inches or a little over 17 centimeters, and then for a height, to the back of the neck, a little hair over 2 1/4 inches or pretty much 6 centimeters on the dot. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, Robert Muldoon, and the Collect Day human being next to our Baryonyx from the Paleo Revived line, and you can see it's nice and small like you would expect it to be. You can also see next to Robert Muldoon there that I would say it fits perfectly in the scale with the Mattel figures like you would want it to. So that is also a huge plus when it comes to this figure. We also have a Mattel Velociraptor and Dilophosaurus next to our Baryonyx as well, just to give you another idea of the size. And then for a pretty fun comparison, we have the Hammond Collection version of the Baryonyx next to the mechanical arm Baryonyx, and you can see obviously when it comes to that juvenile version, it's a whole lot smaller than you would find when it comes to an adult. And then we've also got one final comparison next to one of the standard Baryonyx in the main line from Mattel. Again, you can see obviously a whole lot smaller, but considering the mechanical arm Baryonyx is a juvenile, that's exactly the way it should look. So this brand new Paleo Revived mechanical arm Baryonyx figure is super cool. Definitely a really nice addition to the line. Continuing, as always, when it comes to Dino Mike Mac, to give us some of the coolest figures that we can add to our collections. And yet again, the same case here. I think he absolutely knocked this out of the park. The overall appearance, in my opinion, is spot on to the way it looks on screen, which is a massive plus for the figure to have such really nice screen accuracy. On top of that, it has very impressive fine detail throughout, which is always really good to have. Very impressive look as a whole, I think, even compared to Wave 1 of the Paleo Revived line. I feel like the figures now, after having a few of them here to take a look at, and I have a whole lot to get to work on, but, even just this Baryonyx alone, having a chance to really look at it and just check everything out, you could just see it in general feels like a massive upgrade in quality, even compared to Wave 1, which is saying something because I feel like Wave 1 was really well done. But this Baryonyx, even just looking at the foot sculpt and everything, it just looks, in my opinion, even more impressive than the older stuff, which is definitely a great thing. And what makes these figures even cooler is the fact that they are really quite cheap. So this Baryonyx is only $7 if you buy it from Dino Mike Mac. So a very nice, very cheap, and very affordable price for something like this, allowing you the opportunity to finally have that mechanical arm Baryonyx in our collections. So if you are interested in picking one up and adding it to your collection, I will include a link in the description to where you can do that again through Dino Mike Mac. So make sure you check that link, absolutely pick this figure up, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.